Hello, and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is November 19th, and we are still working on Blood, slowly but surely, and slowly fixing up the cosmetics, but I'm not too worried about that. So, didn't do that much today, but I am happy with the progress I made. So, if you're astute and watched yesterday's video, you might notice down here is substantially different. So, after I finished recording yesterday's video, I was messing around with making some urethral slates, which are the tier 5, and I manually made those over in this altar and realized it is going I can go substantially faster because the ritual down below, and I was like, why, instead of messing around with in and out like blood like I was before over here on this one, why am I not just using a second Well of the Suffering ritual, which is what mixed with Extreme Energy Crusher to make this one go faster and passively make my slates a lot faster. So that's pretty much the main thing I did today. I threw the Blizz down here just because we use his stuff for some crafts once in a blue moon. Nothing too crazy. I also think all my EECs going forward, I'm going to, and maybe even retroly, go back and fix the other ones I have up there. Do this little setup where I have not put the. I just realized I forgot to put the drive in there. That's funny. And then let me get the fluid drive. 64K. Throw this guy also in here. Alright, so now I'm collecting the resources from this guy. That's alright, this thing hasn't been running for very long, so I haven't like missed out on anything. But this keeps, if this guy starts overflowing, it keeps it off the main network. But also, we don't have to mess around with drawers and trade stuff out. If I swap out the spawner or anything, this will just work. And worst case, I swap out the spawner and this is already full, I just throw another drive in there. So that's definitely how I'm going to address all these things going forward. Right now, I only have a regular storage bus in there. I don't really care about the XP, but it'll be there should I ever need it and I want it. But so the one like sad part of having like swapping this method and not starting off with that way is I had put my whole like logic circuit for this thing over here. So I did have to rebuild it. This time I moved it over here, which should in theory be out of the way forever because right above this is the staircase leaving this area. So I don't think I should. Hopefully this shouldn't interfere with anything. The last thing I did right before I started recording was just kind of proof of concept out all the different timings for the different timers I have going on in here. And it does seem to be working. And then I upgraded this guy to a tier 5 so it can actually make the tier 5 slates. Because yesterday I only had this guy at tier 5. But again, just friendly reminder. So, because this should be the final design, so I probably won't talk about the setup again for a while unless somebody specifically asks. But ignore this line going down. This was how I was feeding blood to the altar before. Don't need this. In fact, if this guy is keeping up as well as it seems to be, I might actually swap this to an export bus, or sorry, an import bus to start pulling blood, extra blood out of the network should I need it. But for the moment, I wonder if that would mess up my timings. We're actually just gonna shut this off for a minute, and I want to see if I have any issues by the end of the video. But because right now my life essence has been slowly draining. I actually used 10 million life essence in the last day. It's been like slowly ticking downwards, but now it should be slowly going back up. But yeah, so just again quickly explain what's going on. Ignore this thing. So the way my logic I have this set up for the moment is currently we've got. This is just an export bus. It is always set to Arcane Stone, and it is on pulse mode. The pulse is controlled by this receiver, brings the redstone signal across. This red signal, I have a little extra circuit that basically makes it so when any of those, the logic over there fires, there's another mini little circuit that makes it so this lasts for a second, because I found sometimes the pulse, even though it's on pulse mode, wouldn't trigger. But then the way it knows to pull out the right slate is we come over here to this guy. So then I've got the 5 different drawers set up with each one of the different slates and a toggle bus. This guy over here, if you look, this oh, okay, yeah. Wait, why? Oh, sorry, I just confused myself for a second. So yeah, so we got this guy's on an export bus. Excuse me. Comes over here. We have the 5 different drawers set up with a toggle bus for each one. Uh, this like uncolored line, this controller, and this purple line is all its own little subnetwork. Then this pink line with this controller is a different subnetwork, just so that I technically don't need the controller on this one because it only has 5 inputs, but I just did that in case. The reason I did that was just to not use up channels on the main network, because all this is just basically, this is just over here as like a logic check. And for this logic check, I'm using 15 circuits by itself, technically, or 15 channels, I should say. But the pink one, if you look over here, I do have a storage bus on this drawer controller. This storage bus is simply here to read what this drawer controller can see, which is how many of the different slates we have. These different emitters are set to the levels that I want to keep the slates at. And then whenever, so like if I were to pull out blank slates, for example, like let's just simulate, pull out some blank slates, pull out a stack. This guy toggles on. Now it can see this drawer. So now while this guy is functioning over there, as soon as it hits blank slate, it'll pull it out and continue about its way. Now I'm noticing my blank slate pad is going technically a little too fast because it's doubling up the number of slates in here. But as long as this guy falls back up to 2500, I'm fine with that. And then as soon as we throw the blank slates back in, you can see it toggled off. So now the next one it's going to pull to there, because this is an import bus with the maximum speed. So it's always trying to import what's in this altar, but it will only import what it sees over here. So as soon as if this is toggled on and it sees the lowest tier, it's going to pull that, and then it doesn't matter whether the higher tiers are toggled now. Now, since only the tier 5 is toggled on, and the tier 5 is just set to always be on, I haven't made anything to like ultimately shut this process off currently. I don't think there's any danger of that, because this altar is not providing blood to my main network. So worst case, all this catastrophically fails. It shouldn't, especially now that I'm not importing blood into it like I just did. We should be good. But the only kind of downside is when it shifts. The only reason there's not a slate in here right now is so now it's on the tier 5, but the first cycle of this timer over here does not trigger a slate to come in. So it does, in this case, it takes 96 seconds for it to trigger the first one, but that's fine. It doesn't hurt anything to wait that extra minute and a half, because this is already substantially faster. The way the old circuit was set up, or not really, the old logic was set up without this well of suffering ritual going on, it was going to take 250 seconds, so a little bit over 4 minutes per slate. And now you can see this guy sits there, keeps triggering through all the next sets. So yeah, I am really happy with this. The only other thing I did, and I technically did this yesterday, was to be able to get the level 5 orb. I did set up the, where is it? Set up these guys. I just threw them on the ground over by the actual main base. And then as soon as I summoned my first demon, I threw him in a soul vial, and then threw it over here. As you can see, Nope, that's not the right one. Ah, here it is. Got the little demonic spirit hidden in there. And then I threw it in this guy because I just wanted to see if he would drop the demonic shards in the EEC, which thankfully he does if we were just type demonic. Yeah, I've got 4,000 of the guys, so actually I can throw... Let me throw an upgrade. So I don't think I upgraded. Diamond upgrade. On the demonic shards. Boom. So that guy is... that we have more than enough demonic shards, I'm pretty sure, to last a while. As well as... Oh, excuse me. Drop down here. Because just to like speed up some crafting, I threw down 4 more of these guys, which just as a small note, I don't remember if I said it before, but make sure when these are pretty straightforward to automate. You just throw a regular pattern into the interface. It does need to be insert into empty slots only though, just because you'll have items duplicate up. You cannot put it on blocking mode though, because it'll see the orb in there. But I dropped down 4 of these just so I have one for the catalyst, one for the strong catalyst, and then over here, this one is like different, the blood stones, this one's different elemental things. So as I kind of like finalize down here and see how many channels I have left, I might throw down more of these just to like speed up crafting in the future, but I'm not sure. It'll just kind of depend and be kind of vibes based on what I need to go faster at the time. Then obviously I have my level emitter here, and yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. For the immediate future, I am very tempted to move this thing. You can even see I've got random warp. For whatever reason, I had no issues before. Oh, let's see, where is our foe? Throw this guy down. Clean up all this warp. I was having no issues. Like when I first set this thing up, it worked great, and now for the what, it just randomly will not work. I changed the trigger on this guy to take 25 seconds to start in between each recipe, because what I noticed is if I do one infusion, it's fine. If I do multiple infusion, it seems to fail, regardless of whether the world accelerators are on or off. So I'm not really sure what's up. Also, this wand will randomly not charge. Like if I break this thing and put it back down, I bet you it starts charging again. Yeah, see? So, I don't know. Everything down here is just like... there's something going on, and it's just not like working right, and it's driving me nuts because I've had so many infusions fail, give myself temporary warp because I've come up to like infusions, everything's spilt all over the place. So I don't know. It's a project to kind of fix this up. Something's being wonky here. I'm sure I have like something wrong somewhere that's making it go crazy, because my stability is pretty high. I dropped my stability substantially more. I was at like 240. I think now, yeah, I'm at 138. Before, when everything was working fine, I had it at 69, but then I started having problems, so I bumped it up to see if that would fix it, and then I bumped up really high. So I don't know, work in progress. But yeah, that's basically it for today. I think, like I said, aside from fixing that, my next kind of like, these 2 goals will probably be next. This little superior capacity one, and making this Convocation of the Damned. Just working towards getting a lot of LP so I can make the Blood Altar tier 6, and ultimately make strong meteors. It looks like I can summon the meteor now, but we'll do that once I've got like meteors I'm more interested, like have the ability to have enough LP for the meteors I'm more interested in. But yeah, that's it. Hope everyone has a good night. Appreciate anybody who watched, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.